Good day and welcome to our watercolor journey. Today we're going to paint these cornflowers. Such an enjoyable painting and going to do a lot of processes. The materials I used is listed here and I will also add it to the description list. Okay, first of all I spray my paper. My paper is at an angle at the moment because I want gravity just to work for me. I'm really soaking my paper so that the paint can flow beautifully on my. And then I'm just working it in with my brush. Then I'm starting with my phthalo blue because I do not want granulating paints today. So phthalo is perfect for that. I made a few mixes and lavender is also part of those mixes for the sky. At least at this point, the paint can flow all over the page because we're going to use green at the bottom. So the blue and yellow is perfect for greens. So I'm just dabbing out some of the excess pigment. So the paint is flowing beautifully. So I'm tilting my board just to help it along in the position that I want the paint to flow. And now I'm turning my paper around and now I'm starting with my green. I also want that to flow naturally and definitely that's where gravity helps quite a bit. Just putting in some of that Perylene Green just to create a little bit of darkness at the bottom. So now the paint is just flowing. And as you can see, the paper is really, really wet today. And just dabbing out excess moisture that's pulled at the bottom. Dabbing out excess moisture at the bottom again. And now I'm tilting my board. Because I don't want the green to go up too far. And I also want my paint to flow beautifully on the paper and just mix on their own. This is the basis of my painting. And that will be soft and light and beautiful. So now I put my paper down flat on the table. Just bringing in a little bit of darkness in the top of the sky because I don't want gravity to work too much now. Otherwise it can really create a mess. So now it can just start to settle and then I'm sprinkling in a little bit of salt and make sure when your painting is dry that you remove all the excess salt. I use a clean brush to dip in clean water and then I'm just dripping it and dabbing it on my paper just to create little white areas otherwise from what I'm using with the salt. And then I'm also creating extra lighter themes because at least in this way it pushes the paint away and you can create beautiful marks. So let your painting dry. So this is what we've got. The salt worked beautifully and it gives the extra layer towards our painting. I started with my Winsor brush just to see if it will work because even though you know your brushes sometimes It doesn't always do exactly what you want, so I changed over to my Chinese calligraphy brush just to make those nice little points on the flowers. So you can vary your colors a little bit because you do not want monotonous flowers. So this is all that I'm doing. I'm just creating my flowers at the moment. As you can see, I'm changing a little bit between the blues. So take your time and shape your flowers in the way that you want. And I don't think I mentioned it before, but the photo reference is from Pixabay, and you would have seen it in the beginning when I showed my painting. This is a little bit of a monotonous part, but it's essential that you balance your flowers out on the paper so that it really looks nice and that it doesn't look too random, because it's still a painting, so you want a good composition. I love the way that all the colors fuse so softly in the background. So please like and subscribe if you So now I'm just creating the buds of new flowers that's going to blossom out soon. So this is not a difficult painting, but it takes time to get everything in place and lots of drying time in between. And here also I do a little bit of variation in color and just splatting a little bit more pigment on the paper. And I'm using my Perylene Green, doing a little bit of dry brushing at the bottom and enhance the bottom layer of my painting. But I'm definitely not going to go overboard because I don't want that to be the main focus of a painting. Just definitely makes your painting look a little bit fuller and it creates depth and dimension. Just dabbing a little bit of color at the top of her buds. And I think I needed a little flower again there just to balance things out. So just adding it as we go along. So now our painting can dry. So there we go. So we've got a basis to work from now. So now I'm starting with the bottom part of the flowers, and I'm going to create some stems for them. So also vary the colors, because you've got darker parts where shadow areas are and lighter parts where the light catches the flowers. So this is definitely a step-by-step process, and just be patient and see how your painting develops. I love phthalo blue because it's such a vibrant color, and especially when you do not want granulation, it's perfect to work with. This time, the phthalo blue is called yellow shade because it's from Holbein. So green shade will also work perfectly because the two look almost exactly the same. And as you can see, the salt also created a beautiful effect just to create variation and make your painting look much more interesting. So it looks like little other flowers that's in between your main flowers. So I'm starting with my yellow for the stems. Then I'm going to start adding some of the other greens and darker colors just to create the light and shadow parts of them. And play around with these stems so that they look interesting and that they can flow in different directions, because you do not want something really monotonous. Because if you look at the flower, everything doesn't look precisely the same. This is one of those paintings that's so much fun to do, and just to see how it develops, it's so amazing. Just to know that you started with a blank piece of paper and this is what you're starting to create. And remember, always bring in values in your painting, light, middle and dark values, because that makes such a big difference. And also you want soft and hard edges. So I'm just enhancing some of the flowers, some darker values in certain areas. And with each layer, your painting definitely gets a little bit more interest. And if you feel that some of the flowers are a little bit too small, you can enhance them and make them a little bit bigger and just shape them more to the way that you want them to look. Just adding a few more themes. And enhancing some of the colors that faded back a little bit. And as you can see, also I'm working all over between the different flowers, and that will help just to keep things consistent. As I said before in a previous video, your hand gets tired if you just work on one side, and then everything will not look the same. So please let your painting dry again. So this is what we've got now. And now I'm taking out my Posca pen just to bring in a few more highlights in my flowers. If you do not have a Posca pen, gouache works perfectly. You can use a pastel, white watercolor, so the possibilities are endless there. It's just to bring in a little bit more light. So look at your whole picture and see where you think you need some light. But definitely I would recommend the Posca pen or marker because it's beautifully opaque and it's so much easier to work with than sometimes working with a brush. And I think the white just brings an extra layer also to the painting, and I'm really happy with that. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of lighter marks with blue just to create some indistinct flowers. And that also helps to create a little bit of distance and just blend them out a little bit that you do not get really hard edges there. This is something that you can either do or you can leave it completely up to you. So I'm signing it. And then that's it. This is our final painting, so please like, subscribe and comment. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.